What's up, Spud Nation? Week 5 NFL, fantasy football, all that good stuff right here at sportscoach.com. Thanks for stopping by again. We are ready to get at this. It's a tough week, a lot of bye weeks. Vikings, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Washington. We got to find guys to fill in. We have some studs on bye. We can do it, I promise. Before we get started with any of that, if you haven't tried FanDuel.com, give it a try. All you fantasy football lovers out there, this is a week-to-week fantasy football website. You go there, you can risk as much money as you want. A $5 tournament, a $5 league, a $10 league, a $25. Whatever suits your income, your skill level, whatever you want to do, hit it up. It's a fun little game. You got a salary cap, you fit in your team, you play against other people on the website. Guys, if you want to do this, use me as a referral. I don't make a lot of money off it, but I get something. So it's a nice little referral link telling Spud Nation all about it. Hit me up. Email me, Craig@thesportscoach.com. I'll get you the link. It'll get you all hooked up, and we'll be ready to go. There you go. You guys know where to find me. Craig@thesportscoach.com is my email. YouTube, Twitter. My handle is @thesportscoach. You guys can find me on Facebook. Anywhere you guys need me, I'm here. All right, let's get started. Quarterback rankings. Peyton Manning, you are the man. You're ranked number 1. Drew Brees, number 2. They're pretty close, 1 and 2. Aaron Rodgers, number 3, taking on that Detroit Lions secondary. You're looking at a shootout with Detroit and Green Bay, so Matt Stafford slides in at number 4. Tom Brady, number 5. It's looking like he's getting some troops back. Danny Amendola, welcome back. It's looking like you're going to be healthy this week. Gronk probably sitting another week, but Brady, as he showed this past week, is still very efficient and effective. Matt Ryan, number 6. Phillip Rivers, number 7, probably the most undervalued and underrated quarterback in all fantasy football this year. Phillip Rivers and those San Diego Chargers. It's not pretty. I'm not a big Phillip Rivers fan, but the guy goes out there and he puts on a show, puts up good fantasy numbers, and he's a free agent in a lot of leagues. If you need quarterback help, Phillip Rivers is a guy to look to. Mike Vick, number 8. Kind of been falling off a little bit, but look for a nice rebound game this week. Cam Newton, number 9. Colin Kaepernick rounding out the top 10. Tony Romo coming in at number 11. He's got Dez Bryant, Jason Witten. What more do you need? Brian Hoyer at number 12. This is my rationale here. Going up against a busted-up secondary versus Buffalo. He's got 2 absolute studs that he throws to all the time. Jordan Cameron is a beast. Josh Gordon, also a gigantic wide receiver with all the talent in the world. Hoyer knows how to get the ball to them, and he spends plenty of throws doing it. I like Brian Hoyer, jumping him all the way to number 12. Andrew Luck, number 13, horrible matchup this week. Jay Cutler, 14. Sam Bradford, number 15. Sam Bradford is a guy, he is probably a free agent in your league. He's got a great matchup this week. The Rams offense should produce versus that Jacksonville Jaguar defense. Terrell Pryor, coming off his concussion, will be ready and will be in the lineup, coming in at number 16. Russell Wilson, number 17. Alex Smith, 18. Matt Schaub, number 19. And Eli Manning, number 20. Manning, great matchup, has great receivers, very limited running game, and if his line can keep him upright, should put up nice fantasy numbers. Carson Palmer, Geno Smith, Andy Dalton, and E.J. Manuel round out your quarterbacks. Running backs. LaShawn McCoy, number 1. Reggie Bush, coming off his gigantically huge game, is number 2. Jamal Charles, number 3. Marshawn Lynch, number 4. And Matt Forte round out the top 5. Arian Foster showed a little bit of life. If you read anything on ESPN They think he's back. Well, Arian Foster never really left us. He's always been a top-level guy. So, welcome back to reality, ESPN, and your overreactions. Frank Gore, number 7. It's nice to see the 49ers start handing the ball off the amount of times that they should be. Gore proved that's the winning formula. Look for that to continue. Knowshon Moreno, number 8. It is an absolute timeshare and a coin toss every week for the Denver backfield. Moreno is the guy, but he's sharing with multiple running backs. I just like his matchup and the fact that there are a lot of really good running backs on bye this week. Moreno jumps into top 10 value. Bilal Powell. Holy crap, what a jump for this guy. He's in the top 10, hasn't had very many huge games. I just love how involved he is in the offense. If you have a running back that's touching the ball 25 times a game, he's receiving, he's carrying, he's doing it all, Powell has value, and especially this week it's like horrible for running backs. Peterson, Doug Martin, Alfred Morris, all your top-level running backs are on bye this week. So, Powell, a nice jump. For those of you who went out and picked him up off free agency, nice job. It's a nice fill-in play right here. DeMarco Murray, number 10. Again, a decent matchup. Dallas is going to look to slow the ball down. They want to slow the tempo down. You're never keeping up with Denver in that offense. So look for DeMarco Murray to get a nice share of carries. Daryl Richardson, number 11. This is how bad it's gotten. Daryl Richardson, again, a running back that is going to be involved heavily in the offense. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He's carrying the ball. And he's got a good matchup. So, that formula should equal, what? A productive week for a running back like Daryl Richardson. Darren Sproles, number 12. Fred Jackson, number 13. A lot of talk, CJ Spiller, Fred Jackson, both a little banged up. With Spiller play, they both practiced today, so I'm expecting the timeshare to continue. Fred Jackson has been very productive, should continue to do that, and will get the goal line carries. The thing going against them is he's sharing carries with CJ Spiller, and the Browns' defense is pretty solid. Chris Johnson, number 14. Lamar Miller, 15. Ryan Matthews, 16. Ray Rice finally comes in at number 17. My knock on Ray Rice is timeshare, plus they go entire quarters forgetting about running the ball. I don't understand it. He's the best player in Baltimore right now, and they still don't hand him the ball. Someday they'll figure it out. Ray Rice owners would greatly appreciate that. Trent Richardson, number 18, horrible matchup. So T-Rich owners proceed with caution. D'Angelo Williams, 19. Eddie Lacy, returning this week, should have nice production for Green Bay in a shootout. Giovanni Bernard, 21. Danny Woodhead, 22. And CJ Spiller, 23. We have a category called the bad end of the timeshare. These are guys who are getting screwed out of their talents or fantasy points because they're on the wrong end of a timeshare. Joique Bell, ouch. It's Reggie Bush show. When he is healthy, Reggie Bush is the guy. Bell is just that secondary guy to give Reggie Bush a breather. Ben Tate, the more productive runner in Houston, but he's not seeing the carries. Bernard Pierce, CJ Spiller, whom we talked about. I put down all 3 New England Patriot running backs. Stephen Ridley is the biggest one because he was a very high draft pick for a lot of teams. I wanted him badly in my league. I missed out on him. He went to pick before I could get him. But Stephen Ridley came into this year with very high expectations. LeGarrette Blount and Brandon Bolden all chopping carries. It's been very, very frustrating for any Patriot running back owners. And BenJarvus Green-Ellis, you can tell, older running back, very beaten up, and just not as productive as Giovanni Bernard. I'm going to throw in a bust category. It's really early in the season. I'm trying not to overreact, but the writing is on the wall. Monty Ball, again, a guy I was crazy about coming in. Loved his situation in Denver. Loved how high they selected him. Thought he was going to be great, and he has just been a tremendously huge bust up to this point. Maurice Jones-Drew, I feel your pain, brother. Jacksonville offense is just horrific. Rashard Mendenhall, we thought a resurgence in career this year, and David Wilson, well, he's just been a complete and total bust. Waiver moves. These are guys you should look for on the waiver wire. Danny Woodhead, he's been the hot pickup, had a very nice game last week, but prior to last week, he's been very, very productive. Great guy in PPR formats. Take a look, Danny Woodhead. Ronnie Hillman, he's locking down that number 2 spot in Denver. We talked about how Monty Ball hasn't panned out. Ronnie Hillman is starting to get his way into some carries and, of course, very productive receiving the ball out of the backfield. Andre Ellington, Cardinals offense is nothing spectacular, but this guy is slowly becoming the man for Arizona. Very productive with his carries. Mendenhall's not getting it done. If he's on your waiver wire, take a peek and store him away for when he does become the guy. The biggest pickup of the week, Rashad Jennings. He's apparently going to be the starter for Oakland this week. McFadden, we knew the injury was coming. Marcel Reese, it's unfortunate. He would have been the guy, but he got injured as well last week. So Jennings looks to be the guy. Jonathan Franklin, again, injury bug in Green Bay. It looks as though James Starks isn't going to play this week. Gives Franklin some nice running back. Guys, if you're scraping the barrel, you're throwing darts, Jonathan Franklin should see the field. He looked spectacular in his limited action with Green Bay up until the fumble. Give him a shot. You know, what do you have to lose, right? Snelling, Jacquizz Rodgers, we all know what they are. Total timeshare, and Atlanta wants to throw the ball more than run anyway. And lastly, that man in Pittsburgh, Le'Veon Bell. He's back. He looked healthy. He looked fantastic. And it looked like they finally had a running game. If Bell is still a free agent, you snag him up right now. Wide receivers. No surprise here. Calvin Johnson is the man. Number 1. Number 2, Demaryius Thomas. 3, Dez Bryant. 4, Julio Jones. 5, Randall Cobb for the Green Bay Packers. I love his matchup. His quarterback's a stud. He's got high value written all over him. Deshaun Jackson, number 6. I'm looking for a bounce back week. Vic should be throwing all over the place. 7, AJ Green. 8, Brandon Marshall. 2 down weeks in a row. Marshall will become involved. Don't worry. 9, Victor Cruz. 10, Josh Gordon. Number 11, Andre Johnson. 12, Eric Decker. 13, Jordy Nelson. 14, Danny Amendola. When he's healthy, he's very productive. He's got Tom Brady. He'll be his number 1 target. Look for Amendola to have a nice coming out party, so to say, this week. Larry Fitz, 15. Reggie Wayne, 16. Wes Welker at 17. Tavon Austin, number 18. He's got a great matchup this week. Jacksonville can't stop anything. Tavon Austin needs to get involved in this offense. Bradford should have a little more time throwing back there. I like the possibilities of Tavon Austin. We're looking wide receiver 3 here, flex play. Tavon Austin could get things going this week. Julian Edelman, 19. Anquan Bolden, number 20. Cecil Shorts, 21. Steve Smith, 22. Hakeem Nicks, 23. Dwayne Bowe, 24. Torrey Smith, 25. Colston, 26. Alshon Jeffrey comes in at number 27. 2 strong weeks in a row. He's becoming more and more involved in that offense. I love it. I think Jeffrey, I liked him a lot last year when they drafted him. Thought he was going to have a better rookie season than he did. He's finally looking like a pro this year. Alshon Jeffrey, again, you want to talk waiver wire. He is probably on your waiver wire. Look for him to continue to improve as the targets go his way. T.Y. Hilton, 28. Chris Givens, 29. Denarius Moore, number 30. Eddie Royal, 31. Stevie Johnson, 32. Marlon Brown, 33. Hartline, 34. Mike Wallace, 35. James Jones, 36. Kembrell Tompkins. Coming off a big week last week. You get Amendola back. you get Edelman still involved. It's not looking like Gronk will be back this week, so Tompkins still has some value. But after this week, guys, you're looking at Tompkins being the 4th, maybe 5th option in that offense. Granted, it's a high-powered Patriot offense. It's still not good to be that low on the pecking order. 38, DeAndre Hopkins. 39, Sidney Rice. 40, Golden Tate. 41, Roddy White. And 42, Mohamed Sanu. Some waiver wires. Robert Woods. Helter Skelter, Buffalo offense. You never really know what you're going to get with them. But rookie with some upside right there. Justin Blackmon coming back. Stagnant Jacksonville offense, but a guy with a lot of talent. No quarterback, but still a lot of talent. Should see some targets. Ryan Broyles sang his praises last week. Scored everyone a big fat 0. The Detroit game was very strange. Detroit got up big early and decided to run the ball the rest of the game just to wear the clock out. I expect Broyles to become involved in this offense. They can't force everything to Calvin Johnson, unfortunately. But Broyles will still be that 2nd, 3rd option in that offense. I like him. High upside. Keep him stashed. Not every week is going to be a complete airball with Ryan Broyles. And Terrence Williams for the Dallas Cowboys. Without Miles Austin, Williams, his value is there. I wrote down Jeremy Curley. A lot of injuries happening. A lot of what ifs. Are they going to play? Are they not going to play for the Jets? Again, you're throwing darts. You're looking for guys in deep leagues. Jeremy Curley, a guy you might want to just at least take a peek at. Tight ends, Jimmy Graham. He's a stud. He kills it every week. He's number 1. Jordan Cameron, number 2. If Gronkowski plays this week, which is not looking great, he slides right in at number 3. Antonio Gates, he's been nothing less than spectacular this year. The old guy looks like a young guy. I can't say enough. I was lucky enough to draft him. I was very skeptical of him, but he has looked fantastic this year, and look for that to continue. Greg Olsen, number 5. Number 6, Tony Gonzalez. Number 7, again, another Denver Bronco, Julius Thomas. There's so many weapons in Denver. Julius Thomas on most teams would be ranked much higher, but not enough balls to go around in Denver. Number 8, Jason Witten. 9, Martellus Bennett. 10, Vernon Davis. I have Jermichael Finley marked in at number 11. It's looking like he's not going to play this week with concussion symptoms, but again, keep an eye on that. If Finley is your tight end, just keep a close eye on the injury report. Jared Cook, number 12. Jared Cook's been down the past couple weeks. He had that one monstrous week. That could happen this week. Jared Cook playing up against, again, Jacksonville. Horrible. Jared Cook, a favorite target of Sam Bradford. I like his value this week. Charles Clay, 13. Sean McGrath coming in at number 14. I talked about him last week. I like that Kansas City is getting him involved. Injuries to the tight end position in Kansas City have opened the door for this young guy. He's a rookie. Alex Smith doesn't throw the ball downfield much. This guy is a big recipient of what Alex Smith can do. 2 weeks in a row, very productive, scored a touchdown last week. Look for that to continue. If you're searching for a tight end, say your tight end has not been productive, or you banked on Gronkowski being in the lineup this week, take a shot with McGrath. This guy, 2 weeks in a row, very productive when given the opportunity, which he's getting a lot of over the past 2 weeks. He has been productive. Sean McGrath, a nice name to keep an eye on. Owen Daniels, number 15. Brandon Pettigrew, 16. This guy was silent up until last week. Nate Burleson goes away. The running game gets going. Pettigrew gets some targets. Look for that to continue. Colby Fleener, 17. Any other matchup, Fleener is ranked much higher than this, but again, Indy with a horrible matchup, taking on the best defense in the league. Fleener, not your typical play this week. Delaney Walker, 18. Kellen Winslow, 19. Garrett Graham, 20. Brandon Myers, 21. Selleck, 22. Dallas Clark, 23. And Jermaine Gresham, 24. 2 names to keep an eye on. Michael Rivera, Oakland. He's been, on and off, just like the Oakland offense. Again, very deep leagues. If you're searching, you need big-time help. He could be productive. You're throwing a magical dart there. And Cumberland for the Jets. Again, he's behind Kellen Winslow. But rookie quarterback, tight ends are your safety net. So there you go, Spud Nation. Those are your rankings, Week 5 fantasy football. Any questions, hit me up, craigthesportscoach.com, Twitter handle @thesportscoach, YouTube, Facebook, my website. You guys know where to find me. Till next time, good luck. We'll see you.